What's happening, YouTube? It's K Mega 405 live from the 405, where I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers out there. So, I'd like to give big shout outs to everybody that participated and give in the comment section in the last video. If it was hate, love, regardless, I'm saying, appreciate it. Again, shout outs from people from We Game here, shout outs from different factions, from the council, and especially from Intro Media and from just countless other people, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it a lot, because that was what it's about, is just having a conversation. If you disagreed with me or you didn't, that's what about the gaming community is all about. And most of it was absolutely civil. Some did some name calling. A lot was towards Cyclonus, of course, but I got thrown in there, and different places I got thrown and talked bad about. But you know what? That's a part of the territory, and it doesn't really bother me. But what bothers me is how people have twisted and manipulated this for their own agenda. The ones that keeps on trying to make something out of this, try to make a mountain out of a molehill, is basically one of those things that is sad, and why the crumb side should be avoided at all costs. And I appreciate a lot of feedback from a lot of YouTubers that have bigger channels and have bigger, stronger crews, teams, and they're giving their advice. But all I can just say is that, man, we're 100% behind Cyclonus. I know other people has pulled other people aside and talked to them and trying to give their take on, why they shouldn't be here, or why this person should be around, blah, blah, blah. Let's explain this. We are friends. We are all a community. We are our own set of people that communicate and talk. And you know what? We want to keep this brand going strong, and it will remain to be strong, because we're only as strong as our weakest link, and there's no weak links in Intro Media Gaming. So that's just to be addressed, and just to be said. So we're 100% behind Cyclonus. I believe him. I trust him. I know what happened, and that's all I can go off of. Other than that, that's my last bit saying about it. I've been talking till I'm blue in the face trying to explain. It's just some people just don't want to listen. They just want to be like the next 48 and try to investigate and dissect. Then let them keep doing it. But for the other people out there that want to open their mouths and talk about that this isn't right, the LGB and gay community, I think that's it. Well, the lesbian, to say that. Lesbian community, gay community, those guys, they're so horrible. And it's definitely it's a horrible tragedy. Innocent lives was taken. I don't care who they were. If you disagree with those people's lifestyle or not, it's horrible. But if you're one of those people that likes to talk, like, that big stuff, but then you're up in the groups, if it's on Facebook, if it's on Google, Instagram, wherever, and you're calling people ex-fags and faggots and all of these homophobic names, kill yourself. What kind of fraud are you to try to say something positive when you're over here throwing negative shade at every point in turn, calling somebody and trying to talk about their sexuality? That's a slap in the face for every person that got killed, and for every homosexual out there that's over there trying to live their lives and trying to do what they're supposed to do. So stop that. You're making a fool out of yourself. Then secondly, for the community that's all of this sudden, all these people that care about everything, this is horrible, this needs to be stopped. But yet you're the first people to not respond for anything when people talk about another person doing pedophilia. Other people talk about people's children in a sexual manner. There's people out there that take pictures of people's families and friends and kids, and then they post them up, and then they do disgusting things with those pictures. They basically stalking these people. Where were you guys at when Review Tech was over here being racist, with this whole Coco bullshit? But it didn't matter then, I guess, because it was him dogging out Xbox. But yet y'all wasn't looking at the bigger picture. Even Hard 8 showed me and Tech something from this dude that was just calling people, the N-word, just because, what I'm saying? He just didn't give a damn. But I don't hear the PlayStation community going all out in the arms about that. Where were you at? Now, I've heard there's some people out there that open their mouth and say something, but I'm saying in general, like this little fiasco right here that's been going on. Where were you guys at then? For every female gamer that's out there that bust their ass and play their games and do it the right way, calling DeLeon and other female gamers out there that's been called a bitch or a whore, been talked to in a disgusting sexual manner just because they're a female. Where were you at, PlayStation Nation? Where were you at? Nowhere. You know what is? It could be that there's some bad news that's going on with Sony right now, but they got sued, hearing that the VR is probably in a bad position to fail. 1 out of 5 people that was at that conference that was messing with the VR got nauseous. Even BG said that itself. Sony stock plummet. That's why Yoshida wasn't at E3. He was at E3, but he wasn't at the Sony conference, so he went back to Japan. Because of this. This was a big thing, knowing that they didn't have the most powerful console in the market. Because just think about it, if the Scorpio wasn't announced, and then PlayStation dropped the bomb, because that's what they were going to do, that was going to be the last thing that was going to be presented, was the Neo, and that's why all of a sudden you've seen another clip of Long Gone, then that would have been probably a reason for people to say that the PlayStation conference would have been the best, especially if the Scorpio was not mentioned at all. But what Phil did is just reverse the tide, just like Sony did in 2013. But you know what? I blame this on Sony, because this whole power talk, this whole resolution talk, everything that's all about what's inside the boxes instead of what goes inside the boxes, which is the games, were always the things to be talked about these last 3 years. And that's what's really unfortunate. So it seems like the chickens are coming home to roost, basically. So, Sony people don't want to hear about the bad news. They don't want to hear about the Scorpio, so they'd rather bring up some crazy rhetoric to try to get clicks and then come after Xbox guys, I guess. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. It's not going to change anything about how we feel about our boy Cyclonus. We support him. If he wants to make a video, then he does. I won't be addressing this anymore. I've already said enough, and that's just the fact, So appreciate everybody listening, like I said, and have a good day. Make sure you check out our podcast, the next podcast that's going to be on Xbox 44H channel. And, everybody have a good weekend, man. Friday's here. Peace.